Hello everybody and welcome to Monday Race Club. We have an MRC first for you tonight, folks, and it is the Bahrain Invitational for our newly created Tier 4. This will provide the drivers who will be partaking in Season 6 and Tier 4 the opportunity to benchmark themselves against their competitors and to see where improvement may be required. Who will be the quickest? We shall see. Obviously, tonight we bring you live and exclusive coverage of qualifying and race day from the Bahraini desert. It is night time, it is dark, it is a different challenge. But we are here at the Bahrain International Circuit, 3.363 mile circuit located in Sakhir in Bahrain, held its first Grand Prix in 2004, with the first race being won by Michael Schumacher. There's been a couple of variations of the track used in the F1 Championship in the last 17 years. Obviously the current circuit, as we know it, the extended endurance circuit in 2010 and the outer circuit in 2020, in which was called the Sakhir Grand Prix. We've obviously just witnessed an amazing race in Tier 3 and the drama and excitement continues right here, right now. Congratulations to Fanning for the Tier 3 Championship. Also congratulations to Redcar and BGR for the drives through the season and through the rest of the grid as well. Tonight we have the cousin of the Scottish Banshee, we have Aladdin Banshee, and joining me tonight in the commentary box is MRC royalty, our supreme glorious leader, that is Martin Hills, aka Single Track. All hail the supreme leader, all hail the supreme leader. How are you, sir?
Quite rightly so, Gavin, quite rightly so, thank you very much. Yeah, no, all good, wasn't going to miss this, was I?
Definitely not, and we've got excitement aplenty for the drivers tonight, because they will find out who they're racing for in Season 6 eventually.
They will. It's going to be something a bit different that we've never done before, and I think it's going to be a bit of fun, so we might as well tie doing that into this race, which just adds that extra level to it. Exactly. And then I know a lot of people are eager for us to do. I think we're obviously talking about how we do the draw for the rest of the tiers in terms of tier 1, 2, 3 and or 1, 2 and 3, sorry, in terms of the driver team lineup. So hopefully we'll get that in next week with a good stream, and once we iron out some technicalities. Yeah, I mean, basically it just boils down to whoever sends me the biggest check.
well, to be fair, I'm having a word with Iron Brew. Might make it.
Well, it's such delicious stuff, Gav.
It's the best thing ever, as we know.
I've definitely had it at least once.
Quite right as well. Well, I was seeing the chat about the Buckfast and the Discord channel. I was going, come on.
Yes, I grew up where it comes from. Would you warrant it?
Well, this is it, exactly. Bit of Buckfast.
I'll tell you what, no one in Buckfast drinks Buckfast. That's one thing that's true.
No, exactly. So over the course of tonight, we've got 18 minutes of qualifying, which the drivers are on. We'll pretty much jump around the various drivers, catch some laps. Obviously, we are streaming live on YouTube at the moment. So again, do get involved in the live YouTube chat, and we will mention we then do have the race under the lights in Bahrain, which will provide its own challenge. And as always, there'll be the fun facts of Bahrain, and no doubt some fun bits and jokes and everything else in between as we go through. So obviously Tier 4, brand new tier for Season 6 in terms of it. So it's obviously been a lot of hard work for Martin, yourself and Scott and all the rest of the admins, and kind of pull it all together. And I know I'll be running the lobby and that for Tier 4 for Season 6. So going to be exciting to see what these guys bring, because we know we've got a lot of quick drivers who were originally looking at Tier 4 but actually are up into sometimes 3, and even some of them have reserved in Tiers 2 and 1. So we have a lot of quick people.
Just seen a Haas spinning there. I think there might have even been a bit of contact. It looked like that wasn't an unassisted go-round.
No, exactly. Gecky Matthew has had a little moment there coming between turns 10 and 11 there. Very easy to do though, that corner very slow.
It's a weird one, isn't it? I despise that corner. I think that might even be the hardest corner in the game, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that. There's quite a fair bit of fair bit of cars going around turns 12 and 13, and there's another one, that 12 into 13 complex that we've just seen TJ Good. I'm going to call him Goodyear. I know it's Goodyear, but I'm going to call him Goodyear because every time I see his name I think of Goodyear tyres. But quite a few drivers going through there as well. And we've obviously got a couple of drivers who have just been participating in Tier 3, so they're in double MRC action tonight.
They're going to be broken into little pieces by the time they finish these two races, aren't they? I mean, the stress of that last one must have finished them off as it was. So
exactly.
Yeah. There's no pressure. Obviously, it's just an invitational. It's not like anyone's going to be trying, is it?
No, of course. I mean, it's not like we've got anyone who wants to win to choose their own team or anything, do we?
Yeah, well, it's we'll reveal the mystery of the team choices as we go along. I think.
Exactly.
But, yeah, I mean, before things start heating up in qualifying, I'll give a very quick overview of how that works, just very simply, which is that every position from 1 to 20 equates to a team. Now, the first 10 equate to 10 seats in 10 teams, and the second 10 equates to another 10 seats. So the first driver and the last driver will be teammates, as will the second driver and the 19th driver, and the third driver and the 18th driver. So it's like a mirror. So when you get down to the 10th and 11th drivers, those two are actually teammates up against each other. So the idea is that whoever comes out of this session quickest is matched with whoever comes out of this slower, the sort of the tail end of the field at the bottom. So the idea is creating a little bit of balance between the teams to keep the championship competitive for the constructors.
Exactly, and that's the big thing. We've seen it in Tier 2 how tight it came between the constructors championship, and that's what we want. It's not just about the drivers championship, but the teams as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this season has been the season of the constructors' titles, hasn't it? It's been something which I've never seen quite so much emphasis on. It's been really, really good to watch.
It has. Couple of spinners, but so far we've got the smooth man who had went to Lawrence Stroll and smooth talked him up at the top, 128.8. But look at that gap just to Baldy there, 128.8, just 51 1,000ths of a second or so.
So yeah, it's interesting. I think we're going to have quite a big spread in this race, to be honest with you, because what's become very immediately apparent since some of these guys have joined is that they've practiced a lot and they've got a lot quicker than they were when they trialled for us. So we did expect that. Tier 4 is designed to be a tier where people kind of work their way up. They kind of learn bottom to the top, they kind of work their way sort of through the positions, and the slower people will become the quicker people, and eventually they'll get promoted out. So there is always going to be a big spread in this league. So it's I think you'll find that the people at the top will be on very easily on Tier 3 pace, whereas the people at the bottom are going to be nowhere near that, and that's totally fine because that's what this league is for.
Exactly, and this is the thing. Diltington just goes top 128.7. We've seen their Purge Meister having a little spin there up between turns 12 and 13. But you're right, and again, a lot of this is learning and benchmarking yourself against the other drivers around you, and using that opportunity to learn and look at setups that we can use in time trial and try and translate that into your own pace as well. So absolutely. And also today, I don't know whether you spotted in the Discord, we announced who our driver coaches are going to be. And I've no doubt that those guys will be getting involved with some of the people that we're seeing racing tonight. They will do indeed, and it's a great idea. And this is the key thing: is ultimately there's drivers who take part in the league that, as we know, are very quick, or very knowledgeable, and always very happy to help whenever there's questions on setup and things like that. So those that are new to the game, new to the league, it's great for them to have that opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's just we've always tried to encourage people to learn and develop and gain skills and ideally gradually lose some assists as well. And obviously coming in this tier, corner line is switched on in this tier, which we've never allowed in any of our tiers sort of over the last few seasons. But the idea is that these coaches will come in and on a typical race night, they'll be sat watching whoever their charges happen to be. So you could well be let's say you're Purge Mister down there in 15th, And you could have J Sarge in your corner, sitting
Exactly.
sort of your double tier 1 champion sitting in your corner, giving you sort of sage advice in your ear. It's a really exciting idea. It's really cool.
Well, it is, and talking about J Sarge in your ear, I had him telling me off on Tuesday, jokingly as always, telling him off for when he looked back on the stream on the formation lap, and I was just at poo on when he was sitting on the grid. I said I just wanted a leisurely stroll.
I love the way that you interpret people telling you off as being jokingly.
Well, I've just told him he's too quick for me, so I just decided to take a saunter around Spa-Francorchamps.
Well, at this particular moment in time, the fact of the matter is, like, definitively, the fact of the matter is he's too fast for everybody.
Exactly.
So, hey.
This is it. Talking about the man who's just gone fastest, Gatian, 7/10 quicker at the moment. We picked him up just coming at the end of sector 1, sorry. And some good times, and again that spread is evident there, but again a lot of this is just about people getting used to it. There'll be obviously invalidations being created as well, which we use strict in terms of the sort of corner cutting and the track infringements. It is strict, so even if you put a bit of a tyre across one of the curbs, it can invalidate your lap. So it isn't just as easy as running wide and that's you.
Yeah, absolutely. And there are people who are going to be sort of racing and watching this one tonight who probably are a little bit less familiar with some of the rules and some of the ways that the competition works, and the way that you have to work around the rule set that we've got. Then there might be another tier. So I think we'll try to be mindful of that as well. But it's going to be a big learning curve, sort of right across the board, not just in terms of driving, but in terms of how to approach it. Because a lot of these guys have never raced in a league before.
Yep.
I know that because I've spoken to an awful lot of them over the last few weeks. And when I say an awful lot of them, probably every single one of them at some point.
To say, yeah. Yeah. And that's it, and this is the thing, and it's about just learning and learning the ropes as we come in, and it's part of why we do a sort of invitational, just to let people have the opportunity to race, learn the rules, learn the way we do things, get involved before it comes down to that first race of the season in season 6, because that's when it all starts to kick off in terms of championships and race wins.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's going to be, there's a really good mixture of people in here. I think we're missing one of the season 6 drivers, aren't we, tonight? Just
missing a couple of them tonight. So we've got a couple of stand-ins tonight. We've got Mindful Wasp, and we've got we've got Rob Smith standing in for a couple of drivers tonight. So it'd be good to see their pace. But those drivers that are missing tonight, we've got Luke Chard who's retired, but those drivers that are missing, he's lost it. It turned 12. But yeah, we've got a couple of drivers, but they'll be watching as well, because ultimately their seats are going to be decided by the reserves.
Yeah, so Doug Hamilton, who's Necromancer, he's one of the guys that's missing. I know that he's on a business trip, and I told him he's got to, wherever he is, he's got to sit down and watch this.
Well, exactly. I mean, come on, what's this work thing? It's not like
priorities out. Come on,
exactly.
Come on. I'm not taking these excuses, are we?
No, it's not like I've sat before and done some practice laps when I've been on a call or anything like that. So
that's going to be more difficult with the steering wheel you just bought.
Well, it is, yes.
You have to use your headset.
Well, I know. I was thinking, and I can't go on video at that point. Well, I could, but I think I might be caught out relatively quickly.
Very close focus.
Well, that's it, exactly. I mean, to be fair...
Extreme close-up.
Well, that's it. To be fair, I think it was yesterday I was sitting with the dog on my lap for most of a video call, which was more entertaining. So I know that Melvin's just popped up with a comment, so he's watching. He's got a wee family emergency, so he is watching, and good luck to Mindful Wasp, who's reserving for him, and again, echo that, so... good to see. And we've got lots of people who watch from multiple different parts of the world. We've got racers from the UK, we've got Qatar, we've got India, we've got South Africa, we've got Netherlands, and we've got a couple of people, or at least one in America as well. So it's truly global.
It is. I mean, we've got some people who are very, very far flung. But the funny thing is that we kind of try to make sure we're weeding out the people who aren't going to be able to turn up.
Yep.
And It does show you that some people work some pretty weird hours all over the world, to be honest with you, because there's people in the States are saying, yeah, no, it's totally fine that you're, 6 hours in front of me or something.
Yeah.
It's, so there you go.
Yeah, exactly. And I've got to do this for Alex. You know how well you listen to Tier 2 and how can you miss some of the chat that we have, but we always, probably since I think Austria did a bit of chat about the sausage curbs in F1, and then it's just descended into a sausage chat for every race. But if you're ever in Bahrain, go to the capital, Manama, and there is a shop in there called the Sausage Corner, and it is the best in town. Apparently, gets 4.4 stars on Google out of 5. So,
are you sure that's a sausage shop?
well, let's put it this way: the pictures I've seen look sausagey. We'll see what else brings up. But yeah, I think it was practice for Hungary when we started going into Alex's love of the Sausage Appreciation Society on a highway in Hungary. And I think,
I'm never going to forget hearing that for the first time.
Well, I think Jacob lost it at several points. Joy for Hill's just been disqualified. I think she had a spin at one point, but yeah, Jacob, I think that made him lose it with that comment. So
I've just watched, I think it was Notorious Kieran who just demolished a polystyrene block like it was an asteroid. Bits of it went flying out of the top of the screen. It was amazing.
Well, we know that people love to destroy those boards coming into the pit lane. Or into corners, and people love them for it.
I'm sure that next season, when tiers 1 to 3 don't have pit assist, they're probably going to stop doing that. Yep,
I would agree with that. I'll tell you what, a couple of the two Red Bulls, 3rd and 4th at the moment between Mindful Wasp and Dilkinson, so a good showing there. We've got Gatian out in front. We got, as I'll call him, Vince Vaughn up in 2nd.
Yeah, I mean, Mindful Wasp has got really good one-lap pace. He's it's as with a lot of people, it's a case of developing his racecraft. But his one-lap pace last night in practice was staggeringly good, really good.
It was. We were just watching Baldy, as I'll call him, or Baldy Mark II, or indeed his name is Carl, but with a K. So I've just said, well, I can't have another Carl, so I just need to call him Baldy Mark II. So.
So, just to be clear, who's in for Doug Hamilton then? Who's replacing Doug Hamilton?
So Necromancer's Doug Hamilton.
It's Rob Smith,
yep. And then Melvin is replaced tonight by Mindful Wasp.
Yeah, so those guys, for you two drivers who are absent, are obviously going to be earning you your race seats.
They are.
So I'm just making sure that I know exactly who's representing who, because I don't want any accusations of this not being done right.
Oh, well, just talking about our friends at McLaren, as we know, we both are Papaya Orange, 10th and 11th at the moment between Capitano and Gibbon. So again, good pace in between those two, and then the two Alpines 12th and 13th.
Both of those guys are obviously a little bit more experienced than some of the guys in this tier, but Branimir Kapitanov is someone who's raced previously in tier 3, stepped away and come back.
Yep.
And Gibbon is taking a step down from tier 3 to tier 4. So both those guys have had quite a lot of track time, but obviously they're people who felt that tier 3 was a little bit too rapid for them at the front, so they've kind of decided to take a step back and be able to sort of approach things a little bit differently, get better familiarity with the tracks and sort of ease their way back into things a little bit more sort of subtly. Yep.
And do you know what? And this was another conversation I think got brought up on the Hungary practice, which was the amount of people who have a year after their PSN, and it just depresses me.
Don't get started. I've got a year after my bloody PSN, mate.
I've not put mine there, but let's put it this way: we were born in the 20th century. That's all we need to say. The true glory years.
I'm a child of the jilted generation, as the Prodigy said.
But yeah, so what have we got? We've got at the moment, we've got Gatia 93, born in the 90s, 1993, hopefully. Vince Vaughn in 1998. We then got Mindful Wasp and Dilkington 3rd and 4th. Notorious Kieran is 5th. Goodyear is 6th. Johnny Smooth 7th. Baldy 18th. Chelsea is 9th. Captain and Gibbon currently 10th and 11th. Roundy 12th. Rob Smith 13th. Lucello 2000 is 14th. Wixie is 15th. There's my first little banshee squeal of the evening. Purgemeister just going around just between 12 and 13.
He's got to go in the right direction again now.
He has indeed. 17th for him, 18th K Matthew, Spikey 19th, and Joyful Hill unfortunately got disqualified for a spin and then it tipped round. But we've got 18 minutes have gone already.
They have. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? And also, I don't know whether you've noticed that Dilkington's up there on a medium tyre in 4th.
Indeed. And this thing, we hadn't quite looked at the tyres yet, but yeah, Capitanov 10th as well on the medium. Roundy, Rob Smith and Purgemeister all going on it, so good to see that is happening. But yeah, here's another random fact for you. You know how I love my random facts about places we race in. I'll come on to my random fact in a minute. So Gatia 93 in the Alfa Romeo top on the softs. Then we've got Vince Vaughn in the Aston Martin on the front row. We've got Red Bull all second row and Mindful Wasp and Dilkington. Notorious Kieran joins TJ Goodyear on the third row. Johnny Smooth and Baldy are 7th and 8th. The second AlphaTauri of Chelsea just lining up behind. And then we've got the first. Actually, I think Dilkington's fastest lap was on the softs, but he did finish on the mediums. Then we've got Capitanov, Gibbon, Roundy. We've got Rob Smith, Luke Kello, and we'll finish off the rest just shortly. But yeah, the random fact for Bahrain, it's a glutton for electricity. So it's a very small nation, but it is actually the biggest per capita consumer of electricity in Asia and the 3rd most power-thirsty state on the planet, behind Iceland and Norway.
It's all these floodlights.
Well, there you go. Well, that's it, exactly. Don't tell the Greenpeace or Greta Thunberg. she'll be after me. She'll come to Scotland again, and get us. And
she'll just look disappointedly at you like she tends to.
Well, she will, yes, and she'll say blah 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 when I try and get her to drink Iron Brew.
I'm not going to go there. It's fine. I'm just going to let this go past. It's fine.
Exactly. Well, this is the thing. Well, to be fair, there was some. I can't remember who it was. It might have been Monster actually said in one of the YouTube chats. He was talking about Dr. Pepper. I couldn't. I just had to ignore that.
Well, I'd have to say I've probably drunk a lot more Dr. Pepper in my life than I have Iron Brew.
No.
Well, I have. It's a fact. It's a fact.
Well, I no. I'm refusing this fact.
I don't like it. I don't really like Dr. Pepper. I just had more of it.
Oh, yes, well, that's fine. I'll just expect it's Iron Brew instead of Dr. Pepper. Formation lap at the moment, so let's just see what tyres everybody is on. So in the bottom 10, just Lucello and Joyful Hell starting on the softs, the rest on the mediums, and then obviously Capitanov, medium shod, McLaren at the moment. So again, a nice mix of strategies there. Oh, Vince Vaughn and Mindful Wasp have had a little coming together, so they are back on the grid. But again, it's going to be interesting. Again, that run down to turn 1 around about 336 metres, and it's a hard stop. So we were talking about Belgium and that run into La Source. Again, it's the same principle of Bahrain, pretty much a hard stop, and then that tight right-hander. So possibly see some action down in the turn 1.
Yeah, a little bit more kind of space to sort yourself out before you get there, but it's that deceleration that tends to do it, isn't it? People sort of misjudge the concertina effect, don't really appreciate where the person in front of them is going to brake.
Yep, exactly.
And before you know what's happening, you got a bit of a sandwich happening, and it's everyone's kind of trying to be so conscious of where they're turning in, they sort of forget about the fact there's 19 other people doing exactly the same thing.
Exactly. Well, that's the thing. Focus so much on your braking point that you've practiced for, and then suddenly the cars in front of you brake slightly earlier, and you almost become tunnel vision at that point. I mean,
In the Spa race this week, I actually ended up going right out to the outside, taking a really wide line to try and avoid people. I ended up, pardon my French, I ended up riding the sausage.
Well, that sausage, the sausage curve just coming out of Belgium. As we call it, the frinkandel.
If you say so. But anyway, I found myself straddling the sausage. It wasn't pleasant, and I had to jink back off it. And I thought I was heading into the wall, but it kept me out of trouble.
It did. The sausage kept you right. Let's put it this way: the under part of the car would be an issue. Oh yeah, Melvin's just gone frikandel. That's Dutch. It is. It's a Dutch Belgian sausage, apparently. Oh, Jacob has Jacob's just come up on the live chat with members of the Sausage Appreciation Society. +1. Where's Alex when you need him? That's the thing.
I think we ought to talk about the racing.
We do, yes. We are going to talk about the racing, because I've said before I'm going to get myself into trouble every so often, but here we go. We are now at the point where the first red light is on. We are going to ride up to 5 red lights. And the race director decides that we are underway, and it's a great start off the line by the 2 Red Bulls. Gatian kind of bogged down a little bit, but has got there. We've got one of the Hassies in the background who's gone. We've got one of the Red Bulls that's gone to the wide as well, but coming now down into turn 1. Has everyone got through there slowly? I thought there was a little bit of contact. No, everyone has. A couple of people running wide there, but certainly everything looks good. A couple of Alpha Tauris fighting. There's a Mercedes, and a green Mercedes, otherwise known as an Aston Martin, but coming on the run down to turn 4. Everybody's got through safely.
Geki Matthew at the back there in the Haas, unfortunately, has picked up wing damage. Fun enough, I remember doing exactly the same thing in the last race that we did here.
Yeah, and I think we lost one of the McLarens. Kapitanov went a little bit wide, potentially, was it? It was certainly an orange car. We've got a yellow in Sector 1. But everyone has got through cleanly, apart from Geki Matthew, just with that bit of wing damage.
Joyful Hell went round as well. Both the Ferraris at the back right now, so Spike in Joyful Hell in 19th and 20th.
Yep. One of the Hassies, Geki Matthew, has gone, and he's retired from the session. He's lost his front right wheel, 3 wheels on the Haas wagon. Gunther Steiner will be not a happy man. That's unlucky for him. And
I think that's... No, Luke Chard actually is running without damage, so he's okay. Yeah. I thought for a second he'd got tangled up in that as well.
Yeah, exactly. But kind of, again, the balance is there, and this is the thing for a lot of these drivers. It might be their first ever experience of an online league and start, and therefore it's just, again, getting used to it.
Yeah, indeed. Purgemeister's just had some pretty major contact back there as well. I think was in contact with Dilkington or Rob Smith, one of the two.
Yeah, the 2 Ferraris have went round as well, so Benotto will not be a happy Italian.
But we've got a few people quite tightly packed in the midfield. But it's actually all quite calm towards the front.
It is, exactly. And we've got DRS will be activated at the end of lap 2. So those not familiar with the F1 rules, I've just seen a comment on the YouTube chat. I'll come back to it shortly. Those not familiar with F1, with MRC we use the real life rules, which is DRS at the end of the second lap, activated start of lap 3.
Nice fight happening between Johnny Smooth and Mindful Wasp at the moment, and also Vince is getting involved just behind too.
Yeah, so you've got that, the 2 Aston Martins with a Red Bull in the middle, so it's very much 2 Lawrence Strolls with a Christian Horner in the middle. Again, that's going to get me into trouble at some point as well. Some of these references. Need to watch. Oh, look, we've got a change in predicted pit stop strategies. We were looking at a 1-stop before and then a couple of 2-stops, but now we've got a couple of soft. So those on the soft tyres are going to be pitting first. Likely maybe go on to the hards, they could make it work, but probably likely soft, medium, soft, medium.
It's a nice battle. There's some good battles starting to develop here. Dilkington's sizing up Roundy at the moment and has actually just driven straight past, actually.
As we're just seeing that. And Roundy's trying to go round the outside, medium against soft short. And here's our McLaren of Kapitanov who's getting involved as well. Let's see what they can do on board. Look, and there's the Alpine to the left-hand side.
Already that DRS.
Yeah.
Actually, no, there's no
no,
DRS yet.
it's just purely ERS at the moment.
Yeah, ERS. Yeah.
And here comes look at it, there's the Alpine going round the outside again. I'll tell you what, round his rear end, stepped out a bit there, and Kapitanov had to step out the power. Notorious Kieran's got past Baldy. Vince Vaughn and Johnny Smooth are up into second, third, but Gatian's absolutely ploughing away.
He is, and I'm going to reveal what the first team actually has. We've got a team member because Geki Matthew has gone out. That means that he is the second driver at Mercedes.
Michael, no, this is wrong. Oh no, sorry, I'm not allowed to say these things.
Which means that obviously currently Gatian is actually sitting in the opposite Mercedes seat.
Yes. Yes, indeed. Well, and there is the current TJ Goodyear just driving around the outside of Chelsea. Oh, he got a real tank slapper on there, coming through 12 and 13. That's going to allow Chelsea to be right on the tail. If indeed a Chelsea fan, not having the best of seasons. But Chelsea does go past TJ Goodyear on that back straight, but going to be vulnerable coming down the main straight with the DRS.
So I think now the race is underway, I think that we can probably reveal the fact that actually what's happening is that the teams will be deployed in the order that they finished the real life 2021 championship. Indeed. So first place driver Mercedes, second place driver Red Bull, third Ferrari, fourth McLaren, fifth Alpine, sixth AlphaTauri, seventh Aston, eighth Williams, ninth Alpha, and 10th Haas.
Yeah.
And then the reverse of that going back down to the bottom. Exactly.
If the drivers are listening to us, they will know what they are fighting for. But the two Astons... Oh, Mindful Wasp's gone round! Got a bit of contact there coming out of turn 8 there, a spun round, but the two Aston Martins are going battle and battle. Lawrence Stroll is closing his eyes.
That's looking very spicy between those two guys, and obviously in this race there's no team benefit in playing with each other, is there?
There isn't. You are racing for yourself. We've seen. I think it was an AlphaTauri went wide coming down into turn 10. There we got Leclerc ignoring a yellow flag. But again, and look at. I mean, I've got to say this. Look at the battle, sort of between Chelsea and sort of seventh TJ Goodyear, and then behind all the way down to kind of Rob Smith. So you're talking 7-8 positions, all closely on track with each other.
Yeah, just a bit of a DRS train building up, isn't it? I think.
Yep. And same here, Vince Vaughn, 7.5 seconds behind Johnny Smooth. But look, here comes Notorious Kieran. Up the inside. Both had DRS there, but got a better run out there. A little bit of contact, keep it clean. They do indeed, which is good. And then Gibbon has passed Leclerc. I don't know why, but I keep wanting to call him like Leclercs. I just make up people's names for them.
I don't know what's going on. I find it so complicated to work out what people mean when they start using digits in their name. What is that, an E?
Well, I think so. I think it is. Must be surname Kello. We did have Chelsea though.
But it confuses me. My brain doesn't deal with this sort of thing very well, to be honest with you.
It's just that I make names up for them though, Martin. That's the thing.
Look at this fight that's happening for 7th and 8th here.
I know. Ooh, Gibbon's gone up the inside, and Leclerc, and then Mindful Wasp is going to go and try it.
He is. He's got him. He
has indeed. It's like the battle in the supermarkets on a Saturday morning trying to get stuff here because everyone is passing everyone.
Well, they kind of collided with each other, which cost them both time. Obviously, let the car behind get much better drive out of that corner, plus the DRS, and that's an easy pass, isn't it?
Yeah, Johnny Smooth has gone wide at the top of turn 12 and into 13, so he is now going to be vulnerable. He has dropped from 4th place, and here comes Mindful Wasp in that Red Bull. He is going to result in a sting in the tail for Johnny Smooth. Bad pun again. Is that going to be Johnny Smooth going into the pit lane? No, he doesn't. He keeps going. But he's going to be passed shortly. TJ Goodyear and Bildy Baldy are in the pits. That was what I called him, Bildy Baldy.
So, there's the first of these pitters. I think they're probably making a fairly smart decision, I think. I reckon some of these guys are at the front here are pushing the tyres pretty hard, so I think they're gonna need those tyres to go. Yeah, I don't know whether those tyres are going to take the abuse they get him.
Yeah, Gibbon and Roundy just having a little bit of a dance off at the top of turn 4 there. Yeah, but I don't think the mediums are going to last 23 laps. I think they'll certainly need to come in again. They may be banking on a safety car, which really good to see. We haven't had one yet, and again, really clean racing from people, bar from the kind of start where unfortunately we lost Gecky Matthew. But great racing and really close wheel-to-wheel racing.
Yeah, we're seeing some wheel banging, but nothing too outrageous that I've spotted happen so far.
No, definitely not.
And yeah, I mean we're six laps in, no safety car, only one retirement. That's solid.
That's a win. Oh, look at Roundy. Roundy's trying to go up the inside of the middle at the top. Oh, one of the Red Bulls has gone round. Elkinson has gone round. Oh no, just coming into turn 12 there. And it was 3 into 1, did not go, and 1 came off unfortunate. But Kapitanov is absolutely flying. Oh, tell you what.
Just Gibbon's just given Roundy a nice little tap up the rear there.
Here is Roundy's gone past Kapitanov, and he's about to lose a place to Gibbon, and he's going to lose a place to Rob Smith because the DRS train there is there. Oh, right, Rob Smith doesn't quite go for it. Oh, and Gibbon's gone wide.
I think he might have spotted someone he knew out in the grandstand there.
Well, that was it. He was having a wee wave, doing a wee drive-by. That's what it was exactly.
And now he's ruined what I was just about to say about the fact that they were doing beautiful formation flying of orange and blue there.
Exactly. Well, at the moment we've got some French meat in a McLaren sandwich. Yeah, I need to stop saying these things. They just come out. That's the problem.
Okay, I thought maybe we were going to sort of segue back into French sausages there.
Well,
stop it.
No. Purgemeister talking about an Alfa Romeo out front. An Alfa Romeo is in 12th at the moment as well. Jacob won't give up on the sausage chat. So let's see where we are. Luke Charge, 2 Ferraris at the back. Oh, and Joyful Hell's lost the front wing. On the hard compound tire she was, so and again it's one of those circuits which the hard compound tire just doesn't seem to switch on around this circuit.
There's very few that it seems to do it in this game, to be honest with you. It's a tyre that, I don't know about you, I do everything I possibly can to avoid using.
It. Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Here is Roundy though. Roundy is going to lose 5th place to Kapitanov, and there goes Kapitanov in that beautiful Iron Brew coloured McLaren.
I was actually just thinking how nice those Alpines look under the lights tonight. Actually, they're very, very shiny.
Well, this is it. Not to say that I quite fancy the Alpine. I have to say that livery does look beautiful.
It does. There's something about it, sort of in this light, in this particular track. It's looking really tasty.
Yeah.
That is.
Every other track in daylight, no, but around this one, no. We better not let Rob hear us saying that. He'll Mr. Clean himself.
So we've got it's starting to spread out a little bit in the midfield.
Yep.
Those stops seem to have actually separated people by quite a chunk, actually.
Yeah, indeed.
Although, actually, having said that, there's a whole bunch of people there who haven't stopped yet. They must have just spread out of their own accord, because
they have.
Those 4 cars that we were just talking about are suddenly, rather than being on top of each other, are all some distance apart.
using the phrase of on top of each other with some of the chat that's going on in the YouTube chat, we might get. We'll catch up in that shortly. But yeah, it's kind of started. And Johnny Smooth, he put on the sort of soft compound tire, and he went purple in sector 1, which is always good. Vince Vaughn, his teammate, has now gone into the pits. It's an 19 second loss on the pit stops here in Bahrain. So Mindful Wasp also in. What are they going on to? Mediums, I think. Yes.
Vince is back on mediums. Yeah. Back out on mediums. Yep.
Yeah, so Mindful Wasp needed to have a bit of a wing change by the looks of things. Dilkington, the other Red Bull, comes in. But Johnny Smooth is out and currently 8th. But again, good showing here. Again, and actually, if we look at it, Gatian was kind of really in a good place. He's put the soft tyres back on. He's got a 5-second lead over Kapitanov, who hasn't pitted yet. Neither is Roundy, neither is Rob Smith, neither is Gibbon, who we're watching.
There is an insane amount of sausage chat happening in the comments here.
There is. I mean, let's just quickly catch up on some of the comments as we go. So Mark says, our very own Mercedes man, Mr. Mercedes, very clean league this one. Incidents happen, of course, but that's why we've dedicated Stuart's team, and that is exactly what it is. The Parkster talks about, that's me and my friend Mark. We've got, who else do we have? Matthew Sullivan, thank you for the shout out, welcome. Then Jacob's just talking about his joys of sausages and all that. Yeah, and then lots of them. Angel I'm going to get this wrong. Kokilkov says, go Kapitanov, win this race. So Kokilkov.
That's Angel.
That's Angel, yep.
Yeah. Who's yeah, no, you're not recognising his name.
No, sorry, I'm not. I'm literally sort of thinking, going,
yeah, he's I'm not going to give it to you. He's one of our drivers.
It'll come to me. It'll come to me.
There's a quiz for you.
There is a quiz for me. I'll need to go and look into it. Rob,
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. It's BGR.
Ah, our man from Tier 3. There we go.
Now Tier 2.
Exactly, now Tier 2. Rob has said, instead of sausage chat, maybe we can talk about the choice of drivers of tyres. That's less likely to cause any unwanted in new engines. We could call it helmet chat. Now, I've learned the hard way, again, probably not the best choice of words, but when people have purple helmets, like I've seen Mark have his purple and yellow helmet for Lewis Hamilton, just goes wrong. Mark, yeah. Join in on the YouTube chat. It is always fun. It's always entertaining. But again, some good racing, and the field has spread out now. There's a couple of close battles on track, but certainly those pit stops have thrown things into the mix. We've got one runner on the hard, which is Spiky. The two Ferraris down in 18th and 19th.
Yeah, we've got some people who are really sticking it out there on that medium as well, still staying out there at the front.
Yep.
They've got some decent gaps behind them, to be honest with you. So
they do.
It could still work out.
Yeah, and if we look at the gap to the leader, so again, as we sometimes do, to look at where people are going to go onto pit stops and that, and if you say, for example, that Kapitanov, he loses 20 seconds, it would drop him back down to about 8th place if he was to pit. But then bearing in mind that Roundy, that Rob Smith and that Gibbon behind him all need to pit again, so that brings about almost net sort of 5th ultimately. So yeah. So currently,
very calm race at the moment. Everything seems to have calmed right down. There's very little drama occurring. Although we have got Mindful Wasp in for a wing at the moment.
Oh, that's not good for the two Red Bulls who really were doing really well and have kind of struggled in this part of the race. Yeah, it's all kind of calm. I kind of feel this cousin of the Scottish Banshee, this Aladdin Banshee, isn't as squealy, which. Everyone will be happy with. Yeah,
it just seems like a calm and tranquil evening by your standards, to be honest with you.
It is, exactly. This is it. I'm like, come on, let's get the action, let's get the passes going. And here comes a pass of McLaren going around the outside, just talking about it. Gibbon runs slightly wide. Baldy has passed him, having pitted, and that was a move. And Joyful Hell has left the session. Where has Joyful Hell gone? Let's hope it's no, it's not an accident, maybe just connectivity.
Yeah, she's still on track. Car's ghosting, I think, at the moment. So that would suggest that she's lost her connection.
Yeah, unfortunate. There is Johnny Smooth in the Aston Martin, or as we like to tease Carl with it, a Jordan or a Spiker or a Midland. But I think he's fallen out of love with Aston Martin. And
yeah, I think he has. Yeah, it's I think he just wants to change the scene, to be honest with you.
Exactly. I was going to say that Dilkington has Lucello has had a moment, but I was going to say that Aston Martin bit reminds me of the film Airplane, where you've got the pilots. One of them's called Roger, and it's Roger, and the other one's called, I think, Victor, and it's Victor.
Yeah, it's yeah. I could quote that film endlessly, so I'm not even going to go there.
Exactly.
But, don't call me Shirley.
Exactly. Don't call me Shirley. There's lots of things we could bring from that movie and others, but that is for another practice session where we go into random chat about things. So a couple of Alpines, 3rd and 5th at the moment. Really good for them, both on the medium tyre. So again, they are going to pit. Johnny Smooth is going past Gibbon as they now come down into turn 11. Goes up the inside there. Gibbon does keep it going. Oh, a little bit of touching there, but Gibbon has gone through Joyful Hell is back, which is excellent to see, but Johnny Smooth has gone into 7th.
And we currently, the closest battle we've got on track is those two, isn't it? There's no one else really in close proximity to anybody else at the moment. So we need these guys up at the front to come into the pits.
We do.
Come back out the track further down the field.
Do you know what we do need though? We need either a safety car.
You've said it.
Oh,
you said it.
Well, no, I have to jinx. I mean, come on, every time I've said it's going to rain in Tier 2, it rains.
Well, Jacob said in the chat that he'd mentioned safety cars so that we didn't have to, but then you said it anyway, so we actually just doubled the likelihood of it happening.
We have.
I said it as well.
Well, you have, exactly. God. Well, there you go. Gibbon has gone hard. He is going hard. He's not going home because he's going to win this on the hard compound tyre, so it'll be interesting to see what his pace, because he is definitely one stopping.
Yeah. Oh, and he's off the first corner. Those hards are just so hard to get warmed up. I mean,
they are.
I was saying in the stream last night, the only thing I can ever find to do with those things is to wind the on throttle differential right back and really minimise the chances of sort of deploying too much power into that rear axle.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they're a pig.
They are, exactly. They just, nobody wants to get involved. I remember putting them on in Tier 1 in Bahrain for Season 5 and just hated them and got rid of them after about 6 laps because there was just no pace.
Yeah, I think the only track I've tried them on where they've worked this season has been Hungary.
Yeah, and to be fair, Hungary, they worked really well.
Yeah, but almost every track I just kind of go to the default position of I don't want to put those things on my car. I'm going to go around, I'm going to end up backwards in a wall.
Oh, Wixie is gone! Where has Wixie gone? That is the key right down at the bottom. Let's just see where he is. Oh, he's just before turn 8, so he's lost it. But there he is, we can see it on the stream there, just at the top. He's rear-ended the Armco barrier. And we have a safety car, Martin! We quoted it, we did it! Hey! That's what we wanted, that is what we wanted. Now, those who need to pit, let's get in the pits. Because do you know what? There's 16 laps to go. They could well, actually no, if you started on the mediums, you've got to go soft or hard. And softs aren't going to get you 16 laps. So
no, I mean I mean whatever way you look at it, it's going to be a 2-stop race even with a safety car.
Yep. Oh, we got 5 seconds for a collision between TJ Goodyear and Notorious Kieran under the safety car.
Well, the only good bit of news that I can give Wixie at this point is that Wixie now is going to be dropped into a team.
Oh,
so that means that Wixie is a Red Bull driver.
Happy days! He is going to get a fridge full of Red Bull. No, sorry, Iron Brew.
He's not going to McLaren.
Damn.
Right, so there we go. Wixie, so that's 2 drivers confirmed so far.
Indeed, Gatian has just pitted again, so he was soft. So what's he gone on to? He's gone on to the medium, so our race leader is on the mediums, which, let's see, is Kapitanov in the pits as well. So is Kapitanov going to go hard as well? I expect him to. No, he's going soft! So he's not going to get to the end of the race, or if he is, he's going to be like a tortoise.
Wow, he's going to be super competitive to chase Gatian for those first few laps, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
And obviously Roundy's on softs as well, so there's going to be 2 very quick cars right behind Gatian when this restarts.
Yeah, it's Vince Vaughn has gone hard, Rob Smith at 82 has gone hard, and Bildy Baldy's gone hard as well. We've got more hards than we do softs at the moment.
And Purgemeister's just been disqualified.
Oh!
Now I wonder what that was for.
Yeah. He didn't have any interesting.
Can't. Yeah, that's a bit of a strange one.
Yeah. Very strange.
Unless he's done unless he's done a really big corner cut to try to get back into the pit as quickly as possible.
Possibly.
And the game's disliked it hugely, but
Yeah.
or maybe it's done the whole you spin and it detects you're in a dangerous position,
then
which is
disqualifies you. Yeah, I had that in Hungary when I tried to take control after the glitch on the grid and it wouldn't let me, and then the race started and it disqualified me. So.
Oh dear.
Fun, and games. Do we have another potential team reveal?
Well, we do, but that DSQ actually changes things.
Yes.
It does change things completely. So that means that Wixie and Geki Matthew are no longer in the teams in which they were originally allotted, because obviously a DSQ puts you last.
Yeah.
So that means that Wixie is actually a Ferrari driver, Geki Matthew is actually a Red Bull driver.
So the man with... sorry, Martin, go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say that puts Meister. Sorry, that spelling is grating on me. Purgemister is now in the Mercedes seat.
Oh, well, funnily enough, the man with a very Scottish name, Marcus McCluskey. So, and the way I do that makes me sound like a Glaswegian gangster. He says, and I think he might be Purgemeister. He says, I caught up to the safety car which was stopped.
He is, by the way.
Yes, there we go then. Well, Marcus McCluskey, the East End of Glasgow. So that's why he's been purged, which is Jacob's joke.
Of course, but that's
did he maybe? I wonder if he hit it by accident.
Marcus has just apologised for his name. I didn't mean to make you feel bad. That wasn't my intention. But if you do happen to have a free name change on PSN,
exactly.
No, I'm joking.
well, this is the thing. As we go into Tier 4, and when the Tier 4 drivers will know us, I will get to know all of your names individually, and then it just makes it that much easier when I randomly start talking about you.
Or when you start trying to do credit card fraud on them again.
That's exactly what it is. Don't tell anyone.
Sorry, it's the only way we make any money. Come on.
I know it is, but then other people want in on it. And we obviously then have a sausage factory which we sort out as well. Anyway. The Parkster has gone backwards in a wall. He was indeed, that led to the safety car. Apparently, Martin, you sound like Crofty.
I sound like Crofty?
Yeah.
When I listened to myself back last night, I was thinking I don't know what I sound like. You get that thing where you have your internal perception of your own voice,
yes,
and then you hear it and it's totally different.
Yes.
But the weird thing is, I do a lot of YouTube stuff for my business, and I think my voice sounds different on there to what it sounds like on here, so I'm very confused. I'm having an identity crisis.
Well, that's just it. It's just call yourself the McLaren Martin or an Aston Martin. There you go.
I'm not an Aston Martin.
No, you're not an Aston Martin. Definitely not. Safety cars in this lap.
Yeah, I was just going to say, you've got some people who are cruising very close to one another here.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I've just seen some contact. There is bits of car everywhere.
Oh, God.
Who's that?
Bildy Baldy, and I think Johnny Smooth, potentially, and Joyful Hell also. But here goes Gatti, and he's just gone! He's gone! He's dropped the... Wait a minute, we've got Luke Chard ghosting, but he's been lapped, so he's in between. But here comes Roundy's looking to line up the Bulgarian that is Capitano. But no, he doesn't at this point. Oh, I just seen on the
Capitano had a big moment there.
Oh, there was an equal Banshee scream at that point. Oh, we got one of the Ferraris round. Oh, into sector 1, it's Joyful Hell. There's been a bit of contact, and the Ferrari has gone round.
I'm not. To be honest with you, she's in her second race of the night. It's got to be quite hard to focus after all this amount of time, hasn't it?
She's on the Iron Brew as well, and rum potentially. So, and there's a good move from Johnny Smooth. Sorry, go ahead.
There's a lot of action happening, sort of around the sort of 13th to 16th sort of area of the pack. There's people all over the place on top of each other.
There is indeed. Yeah, I'm no, I'm going to get myself into trouble. Joyful Hell says vodka, apparently. So, but here comes
Don't drink and drive, kids.
No, exactly. That's not what we recommend at all for this. So let's see where else we are. Oh, here comes Gibbon. Is going to go try up the inside, and Notorious Kieran coming into 12 and 13, but doesn't quite manage it at this point. Remember, folks, the DRS will only become active again on lap 19. So, we've got a yellow. We've got a Ferrari that's gone round again. It may well be. Joyful Hell, yep, unfortunately those medium compound tyres.
Roundy's taken half a second out of Gatien in the last lap or so.
Yeah, just seen that just now, and then you look back and see all of the cars and good racing that is going on here. Again, even looking at the penalties, right? I mean, what we're talking about, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 drivers have got penalties, which is actually really good from 17 drivers at the moment in 18 laps out of 29. It's a great driving.
It is. We've got a wide variety of penalties popping up here, but there's TJ Goodyear is currently standing to lose a lot of positions from where he's sat at the moment if people stay fairly tight behind him. But to be honest, it's one of those tracks where it's quite easy to get invalidations if you're trying to maximise yourself out a couple of those corners, especially up at the end of that back straight. I think that's a very easy place to run a little bit wide.
Yes, indeed.
But Roundy's right behind Gatien now.
Yes, and we've just hit 50 viewers watching, so welcome. We've hit half a century. Let's get more, but here comes the fight for first. Gatien on those medium tyres and Roundy. Oh, we've got a yellow in sector 2 into 3. We'll keep an eye on that. But remember, no DRS until the start of lap 19, which means the first DRS zone will be between turns 3 and 4. And Roundy goes fastest man. He's gaining.
He's coming right up behind him down that straight without the DRS, isn't he?
Exactly. And Gatien will know he doesn't have to pit again in terms of him because he's used both soft and medium. But he's going to want to keep Roundy behind him. I don't think he's going to have enough DRS though to go between 3 and 4. You need to be really close.
Obviously, I mean, possibly Gatien could try to take those to the end.
Yeah.
10 laps to go, 13 laps on those is possible. But Roundy obviously is definitely stopping.
Yeah, definitely. And there's Rob Smith, Notorious Keyring. So there's too many R's that are in Alpines between Roundy and Rob. But again, nice balance. But I'll tell you what, it was one of the Aston Martins ghosted Johnny Smooth, ghosted. Otherwise, him and Goodyear were coming together. But they're going to get DRS as TJ Goodyear. Got a yellow in 2. I love again that you just get random yellows appearing, and I think it's more to do with cars being lapped than anything else. And look at this between Johnny Smooth and TJ Goodyear going round the outside on those hard compound tyres, and both still surviving. But that's allowing Notorious Kieran to gain on them, and Rob will do the same.
Slightly further back, we've got a few people that are catching up to the cars in front. We've got Mindful Wasp catching Rob Smith, and we've got Chelsea catching Gibbon as well. Yep,
and there goes the pass for the lead, because Roundy's past Gatien, and Capitano's now fastest man on track.
But how long is it going to be before those tyres start to show signs of wear and he slips back past him again? It's going to be quite hard for him to open a gap up once those tyres start hitting 6 laps on those softs. They start feeling a bit tired.
Notorious Kieran is now up to 5th. Johnny Smooth and TJ Goodyear down into 6th and 7th. And Alex Egerick, our now Tier 1 driver, has made some comments. He is now watching us, which is good. And again, I think we have to say kind of well done to all of the drivers that have been promoted through the various tiers, and all drivers for what has been a superb Season 5. The amount of drama and racing and quality that we've seen.
Yeah, I mean, it's been across all the tiers as well, hasn't it? It's not been kind of one tier that's been electric this year. It's been right across every single category. We've had really tight racing, really close championships, and like we were saying before, the constructors has been kind of bonkers in most of those as well. I mean, the tier 2 constructors coming down to a handful of points between the majority of the teams was a bit insane, to say the least.
Yeah, no, definitely. We're just watching Roundy. Roundy really hasn't managed. He's probably only about a sign. Let's just jump back to the interval. But he continues to lead this Roundy. Gatian isn't... He's gaining, but he's not going to have a lunge into turn 1.
He doesn't really need to, though, does he? He can sort of sit and wait. Just play a waiting game, wait for Roundy's tyres to die, and then just cruise straight past him, really. Yeah.
Sorry, I was going to say, it'll be interesting to see, though, if Kapitanov and Roundy do actually try to take those tyres to the end.
I suppose as the fuel load comes down, the track rubber's in, you get a bit less tyre wear. It'd be hard, but they've got the hard runners behind them aren't that far behind, and obviously if those guys are making those work at the moment, which it looks like they are, to be fair to them, Vince, Johnny, Notorious Kieran and Rob Smith are all on the hards. They can all easily go to the end, and those softs are going to be sputtering by the time they get to 10 laps old, and they've got to go a lot further than that to get to the end.
They do. Chelsea's just past Ilkington, and again, lots of different lines that we're seeing going through the corners, which is also good because different drivers will go slightly different lines to get different traction out the corner, and they're all doing really quick lap times as well. Yeah. It seems like there's a certain degree of struggling to make an impact on the car in front at the moment. It's almost like we've got a variety of setups, and maybe even people who've got DRS are sat behind cars that are lower drag, and they're just not able to make up that time. Just watching off the back around now for that Alpine's rear wing, and Gatian much closer than he was the lap before, but Gatian got a really good exit, but here he comes, and he's about to go past as they go into the braking zone. He's already passed. Will Roundy try and go round the outside? Oh, there is the Alfa Romeo. Is he going to try and send up the inside? Oh, he's gone round! Oh, Roundy's gone round! Oh, no! He's going to have to pit.
It was written on the wall, wasn't it? I mean, you get that front tyre rear tyre contact, and you're so unlikely to drive out of it. It just sends you around in a circle. We saw it in Tier 3 just now as well at the end of the Kemmel Straight at Spa.
We did.
Several incidents there where people did something very, very similar, and it ended up just knocking them off the track like a spinning top. Yep,
exactly. Roundy is going to possibly have to look at coming in because he's got Vince Vaughn, the man in the Aston Martin, just about 3 seconds behind him, and then Johnny Smooth just 5 seconds behind him. The 2 Red Bulls back up into 8th and 9th. The 2 Ferraris still 16th, 17th, 2 Mercedes 13th and 15th. Gaban is there in 11th, and Luke Chard and TJ Goodyear there, but Chelsea and Dilkington fighting again, and this is the battle that keeps on giving between the AlphaTauri and the Red Bull.
Yeah, that area of the pack is they've changed positions quite a lot over the last 2 laps whilst all that excitement was going on. I was watching them fighting between each other. Is that Dilkington taking an acrobatic line there?
I think Mindful Wasp just had a... Whoa! Mindful Wasp got his braking wrong and hit the back of Rod Smith there. Doesn't look to be any damage, and Mindful Wasp Red Bull, has he lost any part of his nameplate? I don't think he has, but he has potentially got some damage that's going to upset the car. But Rob Smith continues and roundies into the pits as we expected.
It looked like it turned in okay, didn't it?
Yeah, it did do.
He's pitting.
He is pitting, yeah. He's maybe got some damage. Let's see, where does Roundy come out? That is the key thing. Currently 9th. Chelsea is passed, but Gibbons passed as well, so 10th.
Front wing going on, so there obviously was some damage.
Yeah, exactly. Yellow flag. Oh, we've got a coming together between Baldy and TJ Goodyear. They've had a little coming together in the final corner. We'll just need to keep an eye on that. Kapitanov 1.3 seconds behind Gatti, and the gap is kind of stabilised there, but hasn't really reduced.
I mean, there's that, and it got to be said that those hard runners are suddenly starting to look a bit clever, aren't they?
They are indeed, and Roundy is going to be all over the back of Gibbon and that McLaren. He's going to be hounding the McLaren coming down between turns 10 and 11 as they go into the DRS zone. Let's just have a quick catch up just as we're watching this on the YouTube chat. So Marcus McCluskey, I know what Parkster says, Glaswegian Gangster, lol. Identity Crisis, you are Mr. MRC, as we see, and then the Parkster went she, and I thought it was sheep to begin with, and you know how we look. You know, I like to add in the random sheep, ducks and everything else.
Don't mention the fact that I live in Wales, okay?
Oh no, nothing at all. At the end of the day, I've got ancestors in Wales. Do you know? Funnily enough,
Are they sheep?
No, they're certainly not. I actually did try and do a Welsh accent. I think on the stream on was it Monday night? I was kind of going.
Oh, is that what it was? I was
wondering. Well, to be fair, I did try and do Spanish at one point, and somebody said it sounded
the worst.
Yeah, that was. I was like from Barcelona, but yeah, I'm from Wales at the Bahrain International Circuit, but then it just goes all wrong.
You've literally just done the same voice twice.
Yes. I know. See, to be fair, I could really go into like a broad Scottish accent, as we do as like the Glaswegian gangster, and Mindful Wasp actually just having a bit of a fight, a Red Bull and a Mercedes. Where have we seen that before? Mindful Wasp is going to have DRS open and is using all of his ERS as well. Is he going to make a move past TJ? There's a little bit of bouncing on the outside. He was trying to go around the outside there. Personally, I would have went up the inside of the Mercedes there, but...
Well, he was all four wheels off the track on the outside, wasn't he then?
It was indeed, and Roundy's gone past Chelsea. We've got yellow in sector 3. What have we got coming together? We've got one of the Ferraris. Joyful Hell has gone round. Apparently Carl Edens is saying, give up on your accents, Gav, skip to the Scottish one. Well, that's... I'll tell you one thing though, just out of curiosity. I went a little bit high-pitched there. Kapitanov is going to the end. There is no danger. I mean, he's built up a 13-second lead over Vince Vaughn, but there's definitely no way he's going to pit. But he's still sticking to Gattian.
He is, which is interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's have a look at Dilkington, because he's gaining on Rob Smith in front of him in that Alpine. Rob's just said it's nice to hear me doing his Alonso impression again. Yeah. Try and improve
having
that.
said that, Kapitanov has used an awful lot of his ERS.
Yeah, he has. But you look at 65% on Gattian at the moment.
Yeah, and Kapitanov's on 14, 12, 11, 9. Yeah, so he's deploying a lot.
Yes.
So that's probably how he's managing to do that. But also, is that tyre going to fall off a cliff all of a sudden?
Well, and I had a puncture in France. I tried to make the medium tyres in Tier 1 go for 1 lap longer than they wanted to, and got a puncture right on the last lap, which was annoying because I was running in the points at that point.
Yeah, but he's fair play. He's doing a good job. He's hanging in nicely. You know, that tyre is it's going further than I thought it would.
It is indeed. Looking back from the rear wing of Rob Smith in the Alpine, he's got Dilkington in the Red Bull in 7th, and he's got Roundy right behind him. Dilkington tried to have a little move there, but didn't do. But again, it's probably the closest battle that we've got on track at the moment. Dilkington is gaining down the back straight. He's certainly going to get DRS, but then so is Roundy as well. Let's keep it clean. Let's see what Rob Smith can do. There's a lot of chat in the YouTube chat about ping pong dodging and everything else, but here comes Dilkington. He's dodging the Alpine because he is now past him in the medium, and here comes Roundy to take his teammate. Roundy's going to go, and it's going to be a French double loss for Rob Smith. And Dilkington ran that little bit wide. Notorious Kieran's had a moment because he is also on there. But guess what? Roundy is going to look to go up the inside of Dilkington. What can he do? Is he going to make a lunge? No, he doesn't. He thinks better of it. Oh, no, he does. Oh,
he's got lovely fresh softs there, hasn't he? So he's got a lot of traction. It looked like the Red Bull just couldn't get turned in and slowed down. Then it was, which is interesting. If they're starting to struggle on the mediums,
they are. I'll tell you one thing. I think Notorious Kieran's struggling on those hards because he's really been reeled in. Oh, Rob Smith's gone round, coming out of 8th. Just seen him drop down because Chelsea's now gone into 9th. 8th. But Notorious Kieran's been passed by Roundy. Roundy is back up into the top 5. Will Kieran be able to fend off Dilkington?
So Kapitanov is suddenly starting to lose time on Gattian, so I think those tyres are starting to hurt.
They are, and he's got no ERS either. He's literally at 0.
Yeah.
Vince Vaughn's in a race of his own in the Aston Martin. Johnny Smooth, his teammate, is catching him.
They're both pretty lonely, to be fair. In fact, 3rd, 4th and 5th are all... Yeah, well, actually, no, I suppose Roundy's still got some company, hasn't he, behind from Kieran?
Kieran, I think, is going to try and make a lunge. He is. Here he goes. But He's not got his new soft tyres. Oh.
Staying cautious there.
Yes, Dilkington's going to be the one who's going to watch this from behind and just wait for it to unravel.
Yeah, he seems to have dropped back a tiny little bit since that straight, but
yeah,
it's whether he almost looked. Yeah, he has. He's dropped outside of DRS there, actually.
Yep.
No, now he's back in it again. So
yep.
I guess maybe he's just running a bit more downforce.
Yeah, TJ Goodyear's just been passed by Mindful Wasp around the outside of turn 1. TJ Goodyear almost as if he stopped on the apex there, but I think again being very aware of where Mindful Wasp was, which is good to see as well. It's all about this is the track awareness piece though, Martin, that we always go on about, which is if you are trying to overtake or defend, just be aware of where your competitors are, and especially in the likes of qualifying if you're on slow down laps, etc. So it's really good to see that the respect that's out there as well.
Oh, TJ Goodyear's just spun.
Oh, he has indeed as well. He's spun that Mercedes just coming out of 8.
Kept it out of the wall though, crucially.
He has indeed. There's Leckello. I'm just calling him Luke. Again, I'm just starting to get into this thing and making up people's names. Rob Smith gets the 3 seconds. Luke Chard is just behind Leckello. Unless
it's Welsh, maybe it's L3 Clow 2000.
L3 Clow. Apparently you've got a little baby Banshee screen, Carl Edens is saying.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, I probably have. I can deploy a bit of Banshee if the moment takes me. Why not?
Well, to be fair, it was Mark last week when I was editing the highlights for Hungary Tier 3, and it was just Mark's screeching every so often, and I thought, there we go.
So just to interrupt you, back at the front, Kapitanov's tyres have died.
They have.
Dropping back massively lap by lap at the moment.
Yeah.
But he's got so much space between himself and Vince. He's going to be fine, isn't he?
Yes. So penalties. Melvin was just asking about penalties. So there we go. Johnny Smooth 20 seconds. That's certainly going to drop him down. We've got Chelsea on 11 seconds. We've got Bildy Baldy 13. TJ Goodyear 13. Joyful Hell's got 31. Then we've got a very split of Notorious Kieran. Oh, and Notorious Kieran and Dilkington are having a battle. They're still going at it. Are they going round the outside?
That's a very easy place to lose it.
Oh, they're still going at it. This is great racing.
Oh, it's a dangerous area of the track. That it's so easy to lose traction at sort of in that high-speed right-hander back there. It's scary stuff.
And I think Dilkington might have just got the DRS because they were really close to each other, the detection zone. Oh no, it's Kieran who's got it, so he's went past him already.
Yeah, Dilkington actually must be running no ABS, because I saw him lock up into that final turn, and that's how the Haas slipped past.
Yeah, so Vince Vaughn, we're on the final lap already. Gatian has got a 9-10 second lead at the moment. Kapitanov second, doing really well on those soft compound tyres. They are falling away from him, but he's got enough of a gap back to Vince Vaughn in third not to worry unless there is a form of a puncture, which we hope not.
Fingers crossed. Yeah. Fingers crossed. He's a long way around the lap already, so I'm sure he's going to be okay.
Is indeed. Currently just catching on to the Ferraris to lap. There is Vince Vaughn. Who else have we got? Dilkington is still fighting with Notorious Kieran. We'll keep an eye on that, but let's just jump back to Gatian, who is going to take the victory in the Bahrain Invitational for Tier 4, the precursor to Season 6. He does come across the line, and the Alfa Romeo takes a well-deserved win. Light to flag victory for him. Kapitanov in the McLaren started 10th, is now coming home to finish second. Both of them penalty-free. Good result from McLaren there. Vince Vaughn is going to come through. Again, no penalties for him. So our Hollywood celebrity, Vince Vaughn, goes into third. Johnny Smooth is also going to come across the line, but he is going to lose out to Roundy. He might finish ahead on the road, but Roundy's going to come through and round out his race into fourth. And here comes Notorious Kieran, still fighting with Dilkington across the line, and Dilkington takes fifth. Notorious Kieran takes sixth. Seventh goes to Chelsea. Johnny Smith drops to 8. Rob Smith has fully used all of his ERS. He comes across the line, a little bit of a wiggle there in the Alpine, but he falls to 10th after Gibbon finishes 9th. And we're just now coming into the final finishing. But does this now? This now brings us interesting ones into the teams.
It does. I'm literally just sat here furiously trying to equate people to teams at the moment.
While you're doing that, I'll give you some Bahrain facts. Again, some Banshee facts. Apparently, Bahrain's got the world's largest underwater theme park, and there is actually a sunken Boeing 747, complete with coral reefs and a healthy coat of rust, which is actually really good. And for those that probably aren't aware, Bahrain used to be part of Britain. It was a British colony in 1892, and it did gain its independence in 1971, so it is quite a young country. But here we have the Podium's celebrations. We have an Alfa Romeo McLaren and an Aston Martin Jordan Spiker Midland on that podium. The Parkster says, gotta love that coral. Indeed. Random chat here, folks. But there we go for the Podium celebrations.
Apologies for my quietness. I'm trying.
No, it's all right.
Trying to kind of catch up and make sure that I can tell you who's who, but I don't think we're going to get them all sorted before this part of the stream ends anyway. But we can always stay here and chat about it.
We can, exactly. This is the whole thing. Just whilst you're doing that, let's just have a look at some of the comments in the chat. So we've talked about me doing Alonso impression, which is all good. Apparently we then got into dodgeball, racing and ping pong. But again, it was absolutely superb racing. No ping pong here tonight. Absolutely superb racing. Let's see. Apparently if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball, which is very round. Which I was going to say is very roundy. It's very useful. And the reason I went it's very roundy is because Bergen, as I get his name right this time, says, come on, roundy lad, because these Northwesterners stick together. Let's see what else we've got. Mark says you lost your spuds, and apparently the Banshee screams are contagious. Great drive with a great win, Carl Eden says, correct in terms of that for Gatian. Rob says can't wait until Tier 4 starts, and I think that's a really good point, because this is the key thing. The guys have absolutely shown themselves brilliant tonight in terms of the racing. Lots of close racing, lots of little bits of wheel banging, but respectful between all the drivers, which is good. Joyful Hill was saying the tyres just constantly lit up with heat after the disconnect, which is unfortunate. Apparently Carl's just put get lost gap, which I think infers to the podium for the Jordan Mugen Honda Spiker Midland Racing Point Mercedes Aston Martin copy of Mercedes. I have no idea what he's talking about.
You're never going to get a bad word out of me about a Jordan, that's for sure.
Well,
I'm pretty sure you've seen my. I'm pretty sure you've seen my livery.
Exactly. Well, this is the whole thing. Exactly. It's a Jordan Mugen Honda. And depending on which team Carl races for next season, I'm sure we'll find some history on that as well. Those that are just joining or who are with us on the stream, eagerly awaiting the who will be where and all of that, which we are just working out at the moment. What else do we have? So actually, just whilst we're finishing that, let's just run through the calendar for season 6 as part of this. So we start going to Holland, which will be race day 31st of January, Monday, for Tier 1 and Tier 2, and then the 2nd of February for Tiers 3 and 4. We then go to the Power Circuit, which is Monza. Actually, the site of my first and only win to date in MRC in Season 4 Tier 2. Monday the 7th and Wednesday the 9th. Then we go behind the Iron Curtain into Russia to Sochi for what can only be described as a superb racetrack. That is 14th of February, Valentine's Day. So all of those that want to spend a Valentine's Day, you will join it with us, because we will bring you lots of love and kisses and all that good stuff. Wednesday the 16th for Tiers 3 and Tiers 4. Then we're going to go a little bit east and south to go to Singapore for the first street circuit of Season 6. Monday the 21st of February and Wednesday the 23rd of February. Then we're going to go to the land of the rising sun, where we are going to Japan and Suzuka, 28th of February and 2nd of March. Then we're going to go and transverse the Pacific Ocean and go to COTA, the Circuit of the Americas, Monday the 7th and Wednesday the 9th of March. We're then going to just take a little joyful trundle down to Mexico across the border, Monday the 14th and Wednesday the 16th of March. But then we're going to go down south even more. We're going to go to Brazil, to the Interlagos Circuit, 21st of March and 23rd of March. Then we're going to just jump back over the Pacific Ocean again in our canoes to Australia for Albert Park, 28th and 30th. We're then going to go to Abu Dhabi, and then Abu Dhabi on the 4th and 6th of April. China for the 11th and 13th. Then we have a week off for Easter, and then we finalise Season 6 in Saudi Arabia, Jeddah, 25th and 27th of April. As always, MRC YouTube channel, do subscribe to it, do like the videos, do tap on the bell, bing, and when we go live you will get notified, so go and ding my bell. That sounds so wrong, but we'll go over it just now. Also, have a look at the videos that we've got on there. We will have highlights as well. We kind of played about with some highlights features last week for tiers 2 and 3, and we will do it again for tiers 3 and tier 4 this week. They will be up. I will start editing them over the next 24-48 hours. We will get them across to you as well, and again, all feedback welcome. The Parkster apparently says he'll gladly ding the bell any day, and that is it. You ding the MRC bell, that is what we want to see. Right, let's just see what else we have.
It's coming together. It's
That's
coming
all right.
together. It's proving there's some complications here, because I've just realised that I'm struggling to find what I need in the stream. So please bear with me. I am on it, but I can certainly tell you, I think, where our top 10 lies, but it's the guys behind. There's a little bit of it's just not quite slipping into place as nicely as I'd like it to.
Yep,
so I don't want to keep everyone sitting on this stream for forever, obviously, because it's only a finite amount of time, and I'm trying to do it against the clock, which obviously might spring some inaccuracies, which isn't what we want either.
I'll just give the I'll come back to that comment from Joyful Hell. I'll just come back to the race results. We had Gatian finished in first place in the Alfa Romeo. We had Capitanov second. We had Vince Vaughn third. We then had Roundy in fourth. Dilkington in fifth. We had Notorious Kieran finished sixth. Chelsea finished seventh. Johnny Smooth finished in 8th, Gibban finished in 9th, Rob Smith rounded out the top 10 in 10th. We then had Mindful Wasp in 11th, we had Bildibaldi in 12th, we had TJ Goodyear in 13th, we had Kellogg's Kulu, Lakilu, etc. 2014th, we then had Luke Chard 15th, Spiky 16th, Joyful Hell 17th, and then we had in 18th and not classified is Wixie. We had Gecky Matthew in 19th, not classified, and Purge Meister himself was disqualified, unfortunately, for what looks like a collision with the safety car. So that rounds out your top 20 from this race.
Tell you what, I've got a better way of doing this. Let's go through those one at a time again.
Yep.
And what we'll do is, as we hit them, I will tell you who they are.
Right, here we go. Right, this is where I get to do like my best entertainment and create some joys. Right. First of all, we had. Will we start from 20th to 11th?
Go from first downwards.
Right, first downwards.
That will make my life easier.
Perfect. Right, let's go with it. So, representing Alfa Romeo in the tax haven of Switzerland is Gatian, 93.
So Gatian becomes the Seat 1 driver at Mercedes.
Oh, so he represents the German mark. And second, we have Capitano representing McLaren from Bulgaria, finished second.
Who goes to Red Bull.
Indeed. Vince Vaughn, our American compadre, probably isn't, but there we go, finished third.
And he gets one of those red cars. He's in a Ferrari.
Oh, he is going to the Italian Stallions. Roundy was in a French Alpine tonight, but I have a funny feeling he's going to Woking.
He is. He's getting the best car on the grid. Isn't he lucky?
Sally getting a McLaren. We then have Dilkington, fifth tonight in the Red Bull, but fifth in the Red Bull tonight goes to what in Season 6?
Alpine.
Oh, he's going over the English Channel for a bit of Le French sausage. We then have Notorious Kieran, who finished sixth in the Haas tonight, and he will be joining
AlphaTauri.
Oh, so he is going sister team to Red Bull. We then have Chelsea, who was in an AlphaTauri tonight, and who will be joining
an Aston Martin.
Oh, so 007 joins Chelsea. Johnny Smooth finished 8th in the Aston Martin tonight, and he will be moving, I'm thinking he will be moving to a certain seat which George Russell is vacating.
He certainly will. He's going to be in a Williams.
Excellent. And then Gibbon, who was in a McLaren tonight, I believe is going to be also going to a Swiss team.
Yeah, well, if you don't know that Alfa Romeo's not Italian, then yes.
Yes, Alfa Romeo / Sauber / BMW / whoever it may be. And then finally Rob Smith, who was reserving tonight for Necromancer. Exactly, yes. So apparently he's going stateside.
So Doug goes to Haas.
There we go. Right, let's go then. Will we go 11 to 20? Or 20 to 11?
Yes, this is where things this is where things were getting complicated. So let's go through this.
Let's go. So Mindful Wasp was reserving tonight for Melvin. Melvin from Holland. He is going to be racing for
Haas.
Oh, so it is Necromancer and Melvin are going to be in the Haas. Then we have Bildy Baldy, who will be Alfa Romeo.
He will indeed. So yeah, that's our first 2 full teams confirmed.
Oh, there we go. TJ Goodyear was in a Mercedes this evening, and he will be driving a Mercedes-powered car though in season 6.
He will. Now this is where my spreadsheet went wrong previously.
Is he a Williams?
He is in a Williams.
Oh, there we go.
So he is teammate to Johnny Smooth.
Yeah, Smooth and Goodyear. That is what we want, and Goodyear want from their tyres. Lukello 2000. He finished 14th tonight in a Williams. Is he?
He's going to be slipping into a green car.
Oh, he's going to be joining the Aston Martin, which will be alongside Chelsea.
That's correct.
Yeah, there we go. So 007 for Lukello there. Luke Chard was in a Mercedes this evening, but he will be in an Italian car.
He is in an Alpha Tauri. So Luke's returning to the league after a bit of time away. So welcome back to him.
Exactly. One of the Tesco workers, I learned in the recent weeks. We then have
Iron Brew have now ousted Tesco as our official sponsor.
Well, they have They have exactly. Spiky 46 in a Ferrari this evening, but I have a feeling that the Italians have lost the battle to the French for him.
They have. He's at Alpine. That's Koos is in Alpine.
Perfect. And then we have the Highlands Queen of Scotland herself, Joyful Hell, in the Ferrari this evening, but I'm thinking she is going to join our favourite Papaya Orange Iron Brew team.
She is. That's very appropriate, isn't it? It's almost like it's fixed.
That's it. Joyful Hell is joining the Iron Brew. That's what we like to see. Now, that then brings us to our final 3, which is Wixie.
These guys we know. We know these ones because they obviously, unfortunately, are our DNFs. So, yeah, Wixie's in a Ferrari.
Yep.
Then we have Matthew Sullivan, and he's in a Red Bull. That's Geeky Matthew.
Yes.
I don't know whether Geeky or Geeky. And then we have you probably know Marcus because obviously if he's Scottish, then I guess you guys know each other.
Well, we do, yes.
And he's at Mercedes.
Oh, he's in a Mercedes. Marcus McCluskey's he's swaggering around the West End of Glasgow in his Mercedes. He's going to have the roof down and everything.
I believe that they've picked up Curly Whirly sponsorship for next year as well.
Oh, there we go then.
Come on, just say it. Go on, just say it.
Oh, no.
Oh, go on, say Curly Whirly.
Curly Whirly.
Thank you.
Apparently Marcus... Sorry, I've just seen this on the YouTube channel, right? And this is the thing. Marcus McCluskey, the McCluskey clan, is in the USA. What's all this about? I mean...
Would you warrant it?
No. He needs to be in the West End of Glasgow. No, and... Where in USA is he? Tell us, Marcus, where you are. Matthew Sullivan's put it's crazy, Matthew, and the Parkster says it's a perfect note to end at the Curly Whirly. The Curly Whirly. It's like the R's, the R's. Anyway, so we've got. Oh, he's from Missouri. Missouri. That's a bit like Midori, that drink. It's green.
I think
but anyway.
I think it's Midori, but never mind.
Well, it is. Yeah, it's
It's
yeah.
made of melons, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Got to get those melons in if we're talking about sausages.
Oh, so wait a minute here. We've gone from the sausages to the melons. We also talked. For some reason, I had bananas just pop into my head there as well. But we definitely did.
It's just you.
We definitely no. It was
Crikey.
sheep. It was sheep. That's what it was. I didn't mean to say bananas. I meant to talk about sheep. Oh God.
Of course, those two things. Just the interrelation between those two things is so obvious.
Well, they do. I mean, wait until we do practice stream for Holland in a week and a half. That's going to be that could be dramatic.
Is there an official Dutch sausage?
The frikandel, which is also Belgian.
Well, the other thing is, I was wondering whether the Dutch sausage surely actually is a disguised cheese. Because you get those the nice smoked sausages that look like smoked cheeses that look like they're a little sausage in the little pink wrappers.
But
I'm not trying to lead you into trouble here.
Sausages in pink wrappers. Well, let's put it this way. Apparently, there's the metwurst. It's a traditional Dutch sausage, and it's dried in the open air, and it has a very strong flavour, and it looks quite big.
Rancid? Okay.
Well, yes, it does also look rancid, but the rookvurst looks better. That looks a bit more like a hot dog. Hot dog. Yes, more of, and then we've got the frikandel. More of the sausage chat in about a week and a half, folks, as always. But yeah, so we've got our tier 4. They all know now who they're going to be racing for.
Yeah, they do, and that'll get. I'll make sure that gets kind of published up so that you can refer back to it tomorrow as well. Not going to do it tonight. I need to go and have a cup of tea.
Yes, quite right. And apparently Rob has said sausage should chat after dark. Time to log off, chaps. So the sausage chat will be back for season 6 along with ducks, sheep, and anything else that we can find. To be perfectly honest, Martin, thank you very much for this evening. It has been really good, and we've provided entertainment for the masses. And I think for the first time, we might have broken we did break the 50 plus viewers on a live stream. So
is that average age or number?
Well, based upon some of the people who are in our group now that were born after the year 2000, God help us for that. But yes, I now need to go and find more about Missouri for Marcus McCluskey, because anywhere in tier 4 this season, he's being Marcus McCluskey from Glasgow. I don't care if you're from Missouri, you're Marcus McCluskey from Glasgow. So
actually, you just reminded me of a quick note that I wanted to remind people of.
Ooh.
If you're driving for us, stick your country flag onto your profile so we can see where you come from. Because we've got a lot of those worldwide flags as opposed to nation flags, and it's really nice to see where people are from.
Yeah, no, exactly. Apparently, the Parkster just says very quickly, "What, you were born after 2000?" No, I wasn't born after 2000. I was born in 1985. I am old. Me and Martin both know what the 20th century was like, so it's all good. But yeah,
I'm going to stay suspiciously silent in this conversation. I'm just not going to involve myself.
No, but yes, thank you very much for this evening. We've had a really good race. We've obviously followed Tier 3, which was an absolutely fantastic championship ending for Season 5. We obviously conclude Season 5. Season 6 starts in, a week and a half?
Obviously, the first session is the Thursday of the week before we get started.
Yes, that'll be next Thursday.
Obviously, all dates are in the calendar on the Discord. So just go to the calendar page of the Discord and you'll find it.
They are indeed. As always, folks, do subscribe to the YouTube channel, do like the videos, do ring the bell and get the notifications first and live when we do go live. Do get engaged in the Discord chat as well. We're obviously on a week and a bit's break, but there will be plenty going on. There is talk of a non-championship race as well, which Simba is looking at, so no doubt we'll hear more about that in due course. Martin, no doubt you will join us again in the commentary box next season in a couple of weeks, as always, which is excellent. And as always, folks, do check out all the various activities that's going on, and we will catch you in just over a week's time for practice stream of Season 6 next Thursday. Martin, thank you again, and go and get that cup of tea, well deserved, and I'm going to go and do the same.
Thanks very much for having me, and well done to everybody on your first race for Tier 4 tonight. Albeit non-championship, but well done everybody. That was really impressive, to be honest with you.
Exactly. Great racing, folks, tonight. Well done all the Tier 4 drivers and the reserves who were participating tonight, and we will see you on the grid in Holland in just over 2 weeks' time. Have a good evening all.